Happy Sunday, guys. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and coming to you tonight from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore for our Inside Pitch 1980 look-in number 13. And tonight's game features a 4-16-80 contest between the Royals and the Orioles. And before we get the lineups out, just a reminder, I am using these numbers take the place of the standard checks where you rate the runner's speed against the 1d20 roll on the batter's roll. So that is why you'll see some differences with runner advancement. Apart from that, let's get to the ballpark. For the Royals, the visitors tonight, Willie Wilson is in center field and leads off. Frank White is at second base batting second. George Sticky Fingers Brett at third base. Hal McRae DH. Willie Mays Aikens at first. John Wathen behind the plate, Pete Lecoq in left, Bob Deathridge in right, and UL Washington is a shortstop. And warming up for the Royals is the left-hander Larry Gora. And Gora in 1980 had a record of 18-10, a fine ERA of 2.95. For your home-standing Orioles, it will be Al Bumbry in center, Rich Dower at second, Ken Singleton in right, Eddie Murray at first, Doug DeCinces at the hot corner, Gary Renicky in left, Lee May, the designated hitter, Rich Dempsey behind the dish, and Mark Belanger, he of the steady glove at shortstop. And pitching for the Orioles tonight, a record of 16-13, 4.12 ERA in 1980, will be another left-hander, Mike Flanagan. So that out of the way, we are ready to play ball on a fine Sunday evening, and Wilson steps up to the dish. And we are underway. All right, so Flanagan kicks, delivers, and 4 to 5 off Flanagan's card will be a range play at the park to start this off. And 2-1 at the park is a fly ball into left field, and out in left field for the Orioles with a range of 4. Nice running catch out there by Renicky. So that's going to be a fly out to start the game. That will bring up Frank White, a 264 hitter in 1980. Flanagan gets the sign, kicks, delivers, and a possible error on a throwing opportunity. Going to White's card, and 3-4. It's going to be a line drive down to third, and no error chance on that. So 2 up, 2 down for Flanagan in the O's. And that brings up he of the massive pine tar collection, George Brett. Has a baseball game named after him, a very fine baseball game by Kurt Berglund, Pine Tar Baseball. 1 and a 3 Flanagan, and that's going to be a potential walk. And George, good eye at the plate. Doesn't need to put his sticky fingers into play as he draws 4 wide ones down to first base. Hal McRae, the batter. For steals, I just am going to call it like a manager would. I don't use the automatic strategy system when I play this. So 1-3 and a potential walk again to McRae. And McRae, the adjustment here for Memorial Stadium for walks is going to be a +2. So against the left-hander, it's going to be ball 4 to McRae. Brett moves down to second base, 2 down, and the Royals are threatening here in the top of the first inning. Willie Mays Aikens, who I saw play multiple times when he was with the Salt Lake Golds AAA team, and potential wild pitch, and 1-9. That's going to be wild pitch by Flanagan. So Flanagan, after getting 2 quick outs, has run into a little bout of wildness here. Going out to settle him down is his catcher, Rick Dempsey. Flanagan gets set, comes back to the next batter. Willie Mays Aikens still up there. 1 and a 6, a potential K, and 20. Aikens going to put that in play. And it's going to be a star line 4, ground ball down to second base, and an easy play there for Dower, who retires him, and the Orioles get out of a minor jam, leave 2 as we go to the bottom of the first inning. No score in this one. And for the Orioles, it's going to be Al Bumbry, Rich Dower, and Ken Singleton. Gora, who has a batter's face endurance of 33, so he can go deep into this game if he is on tonight. It's going to be a 5 and a 3 to start it. Possible K, and coming right out of the gate, Bumbry Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gora with the high heat. And Bunbury slams down the bat, heads back to the dugout, 1 down. Short-handed Rich Dower, second baseman, steps up. And that's going to be a possible hit by pitch and a 4. And adjustment on that, and Dower is indeed going to get plunked. So both pitchers a little bit wild early in this one, as Gora normally has very good control. It's going to bring up Ken Singleton, and Singleton, the switch hitter, digs in 4-6, and we're going to have a range play. I'm sorry, that's ballpark card. Ignore that. Going to the ballpark, and 3-1, fly ball into center field, going back near the track, and a nice over-the-shoulder running catch by Willie Wilson. So 2 down, and scampering back to first is Dower, and that'll bring up the cleanup batter, Steady Eddie Murray. Murray, as usual, a very solid 1980, 300, 32 bombs. Here comes a pitch. And that's a potential home run. 14 against the left-hander, a big swing, and Murray gives this a ride. It is far, it is deep, it is gone. A 2-run shot in the bottom of the first inning. And Baltimore jumps out to a 2-0 lead as Murray touches them all. He gave that the Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven treatment. So 2 down, bases cleared for Doug DeCinces. Gora trying to regain his composure, and that's going to be another ballpark check. So Memorial Stadium coming into play often and early here, and that's going to be a ground ball down to first base, and taking that to the bag himself is Aikens, unassisted. But the Orioles take advantage of a hit batter and Murray's long drive into the night to take a 2-0 lead as we head to the second inning. John Wathen, the batter, leads it off for KC here in the top of the second, and Flanagan staked to that 2-0 lead. And 4-5, and that's going to be a range play at the park. So Memorial Stadium definitely involving itself. That's going to be a ground ball down to second and 6. That's going to be above the range of Rich Dower. Gave it a gallant effort, but he is horrible. Only a 1, so a leadoff single for Wathen. And that brings up the lefty Pete Lecoq, lefty-lefty matchup. Flanagan, 5-2, and that's going to be a possible strikeout against the left-hander, and Lecoq's going to put that into play, however. 5-4, and that's going to be a ground ball to first base and possible double play. And 3, Lecoq is a 2 on double play, and at the pivot at short, Belanger is actually a -1, so that'll be a fielder's choice. 3-6 on the putout. As Wathen is retired, Lecoq at first on a fielder's choice. That brings up the right fielder, Bob Dethridge, his first at bat of the game. Deuces, and once again, we go to the ballpark. So 2-4, and that's going to be a fly ball into shallow center field. Willie Wilson on his horse. Nice underhanded stab of that. 2 down, and back to first base goes Lecoq. UL Washington, the batter. Washington, the switch hitter, will be hitting from the right side. And that is a blank going to Washington's card. 6-1, and Washington gets a hold of that, drives that into right field near the line, and ranging to his left to make a nice running catch out there is the right fielder, Ken Singleton, and side is retired. So in the second inning, the Royals get their first hit of the game, but strand 1 as we head to the bottom of the frame. 2-0, Baltimore up on the strength of Eddie Murray's first inning home run. And Gora set to face Gary Renicky. And Renicky, a possible K, 15 against the left-hander. He's going to put that into play. And 4-1, that's going to be a fly ball into right field. And easy routine play out in right by Dethridge. 1 down to start the second. That brings up the power-hitting Lee May, not as good against lefties as he is against righties as a power hitter. And possible strikeout, and May, big swing and a big miss as Gora gets letter high and blows the cheese by him, 2 down, and he had 2 down in the first inning before all hell broke loose. Rick Dempsey, the batter. Orioles catcher steps in and going to Dempsey's card. 1-3, and that's going to be a single pass short. So once again, with 2 outs, Gora gets a little unsteady, and Belanger, who is normally a terrible hitter, he had a couple of good seasons at the plate, but 1980 was not one of them. He hit 228. So favorable matchup for Gora as he looks to get out of this, and we'll go to Belanger's card. And 2-4, that's a shallow fly ball into center field, and an easy play out there for the speedy Willie Wilson. So the Orioles get a hit, leave 1. We're through 2, and 2-0, Baltimore in front. For the Royals in the top of the 3rd inning, it's going to be Willie Wilson, Frank White, and George Brett. Here we go. 2-5 going to Wilson's card, and Wilson looking to get on base. He can wreak havoc with his speed. That's going to be a ground ball down to second base, however. Easy play for Dower. So 4-3 on the putout, and back to the dugout goes Willie as Frank White steps up. White lined out hard to the third baseman to Sensei his first time up. And we go to White's card. 5-5, and Frank White, that's going to be a ground ball down to short, ranging back behind the bag and plucking that on the third hop as Belanger throws across his body and just nips Wilson at first base, or White, sorry. So 2 quick outs for Flanagan here, and that brings up George Brett. And Brett adjusting his gloves. Here comes a pitch, and once again to the ballpark. So Memorial Stadium again coming into play, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field. Al Bunbury has a beat on that, though, as an easy routine fly. So Flanagan breezing with a 1-hitter through 3. It is 2-0 Baltimore on top, heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Al, Red Sox fan, is that blurry? Shoot, not good. Welcome to the ballpark, Al. Let me try and fix that. Is that better? That looks better on my end. Normally I check that before I start, sorry. I think Mike Flanagan is indeed a UMass grad. And he is spared. Oops, let's see. All right. How's that view now, Al? Is that better? All right, Gora, we're ready to go to Bunbury. Hopefully you can see that better. 16 is a possible walk, and that's going to be above his range. So Bunbury's going to get a whack, and that's going to be a ground ball down to second base, and Frank White moves to his left, makes a nice play, short throw to first, 1 down. Second baseman Rich Dower up now. And 3-5, and we have a possible split chance. Dower, a right-handed batter, and a roll of 2. And that is going to be a star line. And 5, that'll be a ground ball down to short. So UL Washington makes the routine play. 2 down for Ken Singleton. And once again, Gora sets the first 2 down. See if he can avoid the jinx of getting up some 2-out magic here as we go to the ballpark. A lot of ballpark rolls early in this, and that's going to be a fly ball into left field. And easy play out there for Lecoq, who is the son of Hollywood Squares host Peter Marshall, who also had the same last name, and he changed it. Probably a good thing for television. And we're through 3 innings. The Orioles lead this 2-0, and top of the 4th, it's going to be McRae, Akins, and John Washington. John Wathan, sorry, for the Royals. Flanagan, and that's going to go to McRae's card. McRae puts it in play, and that's going to be a double down the left field line, and McRae smoked that. He's around first base and into second easily. So a leadoff 2-bagger, and the Royals are in business here in the top of the 4th. As the lefty Willie Mays Aikens steps up. And that name's somewhat prophetic, but not here, as Flanagan bends off a slider and Mays Aikens swings over the top of it. When he played in Salt Lake City, he was always introduced with his middle name in there. So I just have a habit of calling him that. But one down now, and John Wathan, the catcher, up. Wathan singled and was erased on a fielder's choice his first time up. And 4 is possible strikeout. 19, no, going to Wathan's card. Going to get the first run home, and that's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher. And holding at second is McRae. Easy 1-3 put out for Flanagan. And the Orioles on the verge of escaping the leadoff double by Hal McRae. Here comes the pitch. And 6-5 going to Lecoq's card. Lefty-lefty matchup here, 4-5. It's going to be a drive into center field into the gap, and ranging over, pulling that in is Al Bunbury. So Lecoq gave that a jolt, but not deep enough as the side is retired. The leadoff double is wasted. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0. Baltimore up on top. And it's going to be Eddie Murray, who was responsible for the game's only runs with a 2-run blast in the first. Doug DeCinces and Gary Renicky in the bottom of the frame for the Orioles. Gora gets the sign, kicks, delivers, and going to Murray's card. Steady Eddie, he's going to drive that right back up the middle. A single into center field. He has a second hit of the day. And Earl Weaver, of course, not known for base running shenanigans. He's going to play it safe, look for the home run. Murray stays put at first. And going to DeCinces' card. DeCinces, a big swing, and he drives that past the third baseman, and that's going to be a single. And Murray with a run rating of 3. And single 5, he's going to be held at second base. But the Orioles in business, no action in the Kansas City bullpen. Gore's going to try and pitch out of this. Renicky the batter. And here comes a pitch. Range play at the park. And the result is not good. That's a star line 5, and that's going to be a ground ball to short, and nobody has a range of 6, so that will be a single. That will go down as an X6, and at second base, Murray with a run rating of 3. Second to home, he's going to come around and score, and holding at second will be DeCinces. So the Orioles go up 3-0 on the RBI single by Renicky. And still nobody out here in the 4th, and on the phone down to the bullpen, see if the Royals get anybody up. 6-2, that's going to go to Lee May's card, and May can put this out of reach early. 5 and a 6, and that's going to be a ground ball down to short, possible double play. May has a double play rating of 3. And on the pivot for the Royals, at second base, no adjustment, so 3 or less, and no, it's going to be a fielder's choice. So over to third goes DeCinces. And 6-4, Renicky is erased, fielder's choice for May. Runners at the corners now 1 down, and Rick Dempsey steps up. Gosh darn it. I thought I fixed that. It actually looks in focus. Thanks, Phil. Looks in focus on my screen. Let's try it again. Darn it. Okay, how about that, guys? It's really weird on my screen. I'm looking at it. It looks clear. So let me know. I'll do another at bat, and hopefully that takes care of the issue. All right, Dempsey up, and 1 and a 6 from Gora, and that's going to be a possible strikeout, but Dempsey's going to put that into play. Still blurry for you, darn it. 5-4, and that's going to be a double. So 5, and that is going to clear the bases, and again, using my alternate optional run chart. So coming in to score is DeCinces and May, and Rick Dempsey, a 2-run double, and Gora on the ropes here in the bottom of the 4th. Let me try again. It might be my connection too. How about that, guys? It's definitely, I usually don't have issues with this camera. Oh, crap. What's up, Robert? Thank you, bud. Yeah, I think it's a connection because on my screen it actually looks pretty clear, and I will do one more with the lens. Unfortunately, I guess we'll have to finish this game blurred, which sucks, but well, sorry about that, guys. I will breeze through this then. It'll just be a yeah, it could be YouTube. I guess this will just be a radio broadcast. But up in the bullpen for the Royals now, as Gora is struggling, it's going to be Gary Christensen, the left-hander. He's up and getting loose. Orioles up 5-0. Still only one out. Runner at second base for Belanger. And Belanger is 0 for 1. So we'll just say the game is overcast. So if you're watching it from the blimp, it's going to be blurry. 3 and a 4 from Gora, and against the right-hander, that's going to be in play. Possible K against a lefty. That's going to be a ground ball down to second base. That's going to move Dempsey over to third, but finally second out of the inning is recorded. And back to the top of the order as the struggling Larry Gora. Actually logged 283 innings in 1980, and he's not going to get a very far in this one. It's going to be a range play off of Bumber's card, and the Orioles, I'll re-roll the leader, have been very fortunate on the range plays. 1 out of 5, that's going to be a single in left, and in left field for the Royals with a range of 2. Not going to get to that, so we're going to have our 6-run cross the plate as Bunbury. RBI single in the bottom of the 4th, and the O's piling it on, go up 6-0 as Gora, yet again a range play for Rich Dower. Gora has not been hitting the spots in this one, and 2 and a 4, that's going to be a single past shortstop, but Washington with a range of 4 is going to make a great play, diving behind the bag, gets to his knees and fires, and Dower is just nipped at first to avoid any further damage. But enough damage was done as the Orioles tack on 4 runs on 5 hits. And we are through 4 innings. Your score, Baltimore 6, Kansas City 0 in this very hazy. Hey, what's up, Tony? Okay, so now the yeah, it's nuts. I don't know why it was blurry. So now it's okay though. So maybe it was YouTube because my camera really looked clear the whole time. So sorry about that, guys. But we are to the top of the 5th inning. The start of this was played in a foggy haze, Tony. So all you missed was the radio call. But thanks for joining us, buddy. And yeah, it's been a while since I had this up, but always a great game. All right, 5 and 1. Flanagan starting the 5th inning, and we're going to have a range play. And as a reminder, Tony, I used the home-brewed base running chart versus the standard that comes with the game. So 5 and 4, and Deathridge, that's going to be a fly ball into right field and easily within range. A nice running play out in right by Ken Singleton, the lumbering Ken Singleton. 1 down to start the 5th. That brings up UL Washington, flashing his ever-present toothpick from side to side as he waits for the pitch. 5 and 4, and that is going to be a contact result as Washington is hitting right-handed, the switch hitter. 2 and 6, and Washington has a single pass shortstop. So the Royals with a big hill to climb here, and Washington looking to start them off. No base running tricks, down by 6. As Flanagan gets set to face the speedy Willie Wilson, and going to Wilson's card. See if Willie can get some magic going here for the Royals. and 4 and a 3, and that is indeed going to be a single past second base, and UL with a run rating of 3, first to third, and he's going to advance all the way. So runners at the corners now. 1 down, Frank White, the batter. Flanagan takes a deep breath, reaches back, and possible strikeout, and 12 just missed a strikeout. Foul tip that, though. He hangs in there. He's going to get another chance. Here comes a pitch. And 2-1, that's going to be a fly ball into right field. That is going to bring home Washington with the first run of the day for the Royals. So sacrifice fly, ribby for White. It is now 6-1. And that brings up Sticky Fingers George Brett. Here we go, Mr. Pine Tar, 5 and a 5, and that's going to be a range play at the park for George. How do you like replay, Tony? I actually I played it a little bit just because they had dead ball season, but just didn't vibe for me. I ended up actually giving that one away. And that's another reason I'm very excited for Fall Classic as I await my printed 1908 set because it has dead ball seasons. 1 and 3 Flanagan and potential walk to Brett, 17. And that is going to be above George's range. So he's going to put this into play. Brett looking for some 2-out magic. And that instead is going to be a ground ball down to third. And easy 2-hopper for the Senseis. And that's going to retire the side. But the Royals claw one back as UL Washington scores. We are through 4.5. It is 6-1. Baltimore in control. I like it as a cross to bear for trusting to do too much. Yeah, I ended, it plays really well. I just, the thing with me is I'm not a charts guy. And, I thought it gave good results. I just did not enjoy the charts. That's why I don't have APA either. But we're ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. It's going to be Singleton, Murray, and the Senseis, and we're going to try and get one more inning out of Gora. 1 and a 4 and range play at the park. Gora has been rolling tons of range plays, and they have not been in his favor. Starline 1, and that's going to be not in his favor either, as that's going to drop for a single. Unable to get to that is Lecoq. And out in the bullpen, Christensen is ready to come in, and that might be sooner rather than later. Eddie Murray, the batter. 6-1 and possible wild result 7 and 7 on the wild result. That is going to be to the batter's card, and 6-2. Starline 4 will be a ground ball down to third base and possible double play. Murray is a 2 or less, and they turn it. Nice 5-4-3 double play. Brett to Frank White and over to Akins. So a stellar defensive play there as the defenders have let Gora down a little bit in this one with failed range checks. And that brings us to Doug DeCinces, 3 and a 2. And against the right-hander, that's going to go to DeCinces' card. And DeCinces drives that into left field, and that is hit on the button, but right at Pete Lecoq, who barely has to move to make the play. So the Orioles get a hit. That is erased on a double play. They leave nobody. We're through 5. It is 6-1. Baltimore up on top. Alex has joined us in the ballpark. Welcome, my friend. Definitely a lot of baseball going on right now. You talking about replay with the modifications? Yeah, I actually, when I did have that, I condensed the charts down to, I made them much more succinct so I didn't have to read through as much. And Matt's here as well. Missed you entering the ballpark. Welcome, my friend. Top of the 6th inning, the Royals need to make some hay against Flanagan, and it's going to be a range play. So McRae puts this into play, and 3-3 range plays have not been as kind to the Royals. That's going to be a potential single to right, but Renicky out there with a range of 4 is going to get to that easily, picks it off his shoes, and that instead of a single, that will be a fly out, and that brings up Willie Akins, 1 down. So the Royals are batting under 500 on range plays, and I think the O's are perfect so far, 4 and a 5, and that's one of the things I really like about this game. They make a difference. Range play at the park. Let's see if that luck holds up. Probably not this time. 4 and a 5, and it's going to be a fly ball into right field and out in right field for the Orioles with a range of 1. And not getting to that, that drops. So Akins has a 1-out single. And once again, we will see if the Royals can claw back a run or two. Flanagan brushes that off. Here comes a pitch going to Wathan's card. 6-5, and Wathan, that's going to be a ground ball down to third and potential double play. Wathan is a 3, no adjustment. And at the pivot, Rich Dower, no adjustment. So 5-4-3, twin killing, and the inning is over. So the Orioles return that double play order to the Royals here on the top of the 6th. Royals get a hit. Strand no one. Heading to the bottom of the frame. 6-1, Baltimore in front. And we are going to have actually Gora. Gora, believe it or not, is still fresh. One more run, he will be fatigued, but he hasn't made it through the order enough yet to be fatigued by batter's face. So to try and squeeze another inning out of him, even though it has not been his night. 3 and a 4, and that's going to be to Renicke's card for contact. I got to re-roll that. I rolled the wrong dice. 5 and a 3, that's going to be a possible strikeout, and swing and a miss. So we'll let the baseball gods grant the Royals that do-over since they're getting pummeled here. 1 down for May. Designated hitter steps up. 6 and 4, a possible error chance. Going to May's card, and 3-5. 3-5 is going to be a star line 1, which will be a fly ball into left field, out in left field for the Royals. And that is going to be caught. So the flawless left fielder out there, Pete Lecoq. So the sun is shining on the Royals this inning as Gora looks to get one more batter out. 1 and a 5, possible strikeout. And Dempsey, big swing and a miss as Gora bends off a curve. Dempsey way out in front. 3 up, 3 down. Second time the Orioles have been retired in order in this game. So we are through 6, and Kansas City looking at a big 5-run deficit. We're going to make that pitching change now. We'll let Gora end on a good note. He goes 6 innings. And really, he only had 1 terrible inning. That was a 6th. He gave up a total of 8 hits. 6 runs, all of them earned. Struck out 4 and did not walk anybody, hit a batter, and gave up that very costly home run to Murray. So that will close the book on Gora, and he stands to lose it unless the Royals can rally here. Starting the 7th inning, it's going to be Lecoq, Dethridge, and UL Washington against Flanagan. And Flanagan, he will be fatigued when he gets to Frank White for the 4th time. And, of course, if he's still pitching a shutout, that will be extended. 4 and a 6 going to Lecoq's card. And 3s, that's going to be a ground ball down to second base. And Dower, easy play there, short throw, 1 down. Brings up Dethridge, who's flown out twice to center and right in this game. Dethridge, a .308 hitter in 1980. 2-1, possible walk, and Dethridge, he's going to draw 4 wide ones there, and that is the 3rd walk of the game for Flanagan. So once again, Royals getting base runners. They just cannot do anything with them. UL Washington, the batter. Here comes a pitch, 3 and 4, and possible hit by pitch. And UL is a 0, so he's going to get to swing away at that. 5-1 for Washington, and finally our first split chance of the game, and against a left-hander, 1-3, that's going to be a single. And we will re-roll the 1d20 for runner advancement. Dethridge is a 3. And first to third and 8, he's going to get to third base. So the Royals in business now. Runners at the corner, back to the top of the order. Willie Wilson up. Wilson 1 for 3 today. Flanagan, here comes a pitch and another possible walk. And Wilson, he likes to swing that bat. He swings at a high pitch and 3-6. That's going to be a ground ball down to second base. Not very good there, Willie. But he needs a 1 to be a double play, and that is not going to happen as a run comes home. Deathridge scores the Royals' second run of the game. So Wilson, RBI and a fielder's choice, and the Royals now trail at 6-2, still within striking distance. Frank White can keep it going. White today is 0 for 2 with an RBI. He has a sacrifice fly back in the 5th. And going to White's card, 2-3. It's going to be a ground ball down to third base, and DeCince's charging, whips it to first, and White is retired. So that is the fatigue point also, as the Royals claw back another on 1 hit and a walk. We're heading to the 7th inning stretch. It is 6-2. And Flanagan will stay in. He will pitch fatigue. Tim Stoddard and Tippy Martinez are warming up in the Orioles bullpen if needed. So bottom of the frame, and Christensen, his first inning of work, he was 3-0 with a very high 5.17 ERA in 1980. And Mark Belanger set to lead it off for the O's. And we're going to have a range play. 5-2, and that's going to be a single to left field, and that is indeed going to get down. So the Orioles continue to feast on Kansas City pitching as Christensen is greeted with a single by Belanger. His first hit of the ball game, and back to the top of the order for Bunbury. Possible hit by pitch, and no, that's going to be in play. So Bunbury 6s, and that's going to be a single into center field, and 2, that's going to get Belanger over to third. And again, using my home-brewed runner advancement chart. So Christensen allows hits to the first 2 he faces, and this is about to get out of hand. Catching up on the chat real quick. Old replay sets are beautiful and way to play. Most outs are easily memorized. Very loyal following. How many sets of replay do you have total? I know one thing I do like I said, is they have some older seasons. We did not get our stimulus. 600 to spend on gaming. I actually bought the missus new appliances for Christmas, so mine will go towards that. And D. Scott, welcome to the ballpark, my friend. And Al, I'm glad it just finally cleared up. The haze has left the ballpark for you. It's Rich Gower now. Nobody out. Runners at the corner, and Kansas City in a world of hurt, and would have been a potential strikeout against a lefty. Instead, we go to contact on Dower's card, and star line 6. That's going to be a fly ball into shallow left field. And fly outs equal to or less than the sac fly rating. So sac fly rating for Dower is 2. So step 1, that's not going to get it done. And step 2, less than or equal to the base runner rating at third base is a 3. And in left field for the Royals, arm of plus run, so 4 or less. And coming in to score, run number 7 is Mark Belanger on the sacrifice fly. So it is now 7-2. Baltimore extends their lead. 1 down, runner on first base, Singleton the batter. And 1's against a switch hitting Singleton. That's a right-handed at bat. And 4, that ball is blasted into the left field stands, and Singleton, no doubt about it, a 2-run shot, and the Orioles piling it on. That makes it 9-2. Second home run of the game for Baltimore. Eddie Murray has the other one, and Baltimore has put this in the freezer pretty much as Christensen still out there, but the Royals are going to get another arm up. And loosening up out there is the former Cincinnati Red, Raleigh Eastwick, who did not have a very good 1980. Eddie Murray, the batter. Murray, he is 2 for 3 today. Home run, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Christensen gets a sign. Here comes a pitch. And the switch hitting Murray. And again, right-handed. It's going to go to contact. And Eddie Murray, ground ball down to Brett. And he's going to be retired for the second out of the inning. Christensen now just wanting to get out of the inning. Possible strikeout. And Doug DeCinces swing and a miss and blows that by him. Christensen ends the inning in style, but sandwiched around 3 hits and 3 runs crossing the plate as Baltimore extends their lead to 9-2 as we head to the 8th inning. And this one is all but over. Earl Weaver has adjourned down to the clubhouse tunnel to smoke a celebration cigarette as George Brett leads it off against Flanagan. And Flanagan pitching fatigue now, but he's going to hang on and try and get this complete game. Possible strikeout of Brett, and no, Brett, good contact hitter with all that pine tar on his bat, puts it into play. And that'll be a star line 5, fly ball into left field, and coming in to pull that in is Renicky, 1 down. Hal McRae, the batter. And Tex Leaguer has joined us, has the 88 and 89 classic replay games, not cheap but worth it. And 6 sets from the 80s and 60s. Geez, you got a huge collection. I don't know who has the biggest collection, Tony, you or Robert. I think it would probably be pretty close. So Hal McRae now trying to get a late rally going for the Royals. And 5-6, and against the right-hander, that'll go to contact off of McRae's card. And 2-4, and a line shot to third base, and leaping to pull that in is Renicky. Nice play at the hot corner. Or by DeCinces, sorry. Willie Mays Aikens up. Aikens, 1 for 3, single and a strikeout. And 3-5, and would have been a possible K, but like I said, he is fatigued, and Aikens is going to draw 4 wide ones. So down to first goes Willie, and that brings up John Wathan. 1-6, possible strikeout opportunity, and Wathan, no, he's going to put that into play. So big swing by the catcher, and he ropes that right at Belanger, who has to leave his feet as well, but he pulls that in. Snow cone job at shortstop, a hard line drive. But the side is retired, and we head to the bottom of the frame, 9-2. Baltimore cruising comfortably, and Gary Christensen up. Christensen will face Renicky, May, and Dempsey. And he is actually going to be pitching fatigue too, but we're not going to wear out the bullpen unless we have to. So 4-2, that's going to be a range play off of Renicky's card. And once again, unlucky on the range plays. That's going to fall. That's going to actually be a double. 6 on the range ties as Renicky ropes that down in the corner and diving, but missing that as it careens off his glove. In left field is Pete Lecoq. So Gary Renicky leadoff double here and back up in the Royals bullpen. Raleigh Eastwick, he'll be ready to go after May if needed. 6-4. And against the right-hander, that's going to be a walk plus, and plus 10 against the left-handed pitcher, 17. That is indeed going to be a base on balls. And I think we're going to close the door on Mr. Christensen with that at bat. So he gets credit for a single inning, gives up 4 hits, right now charged with 3 runs. Does have a strikeout. That's the most positive thing he achieved, but a walk and a home run as well, as Raleigh Eastwick trots in from the bullpen as we go to our sponsor. Imagine a Bud Light commercial playing in your minds as Eastwick finishes his warm-up tosses. And it is going to be Dempsey and Mark Belanger on deck. Here we go. Eastwick trying to end the carnage, which has been the Royals pitching day, and he's not going to help anything with that wild pitch going over to second and third. Renicky and May, respectively. Dempsey now can really put some icing on this cake. 6-4 against a right-hander. Possible strikeout opportunity, and Dempsey swung big and missed big. Key strikeout for Eastwick as Dempsey Had the pitch he wanted, just couldn't get around on it. Brings up Mark Belanger. Belanger today is 1 for 3 with a run scored. And 3-5, and against a right-hander, that'll go to Belanger's card. Eastwick terrible against lefties. That'll be a star line 4, ground ball down to third base, and potential double play. Actually, no potential double play. And runners are going to hold with the ball been hit to third base. So 5-3 on the putout. Back to the top of the order, 2 down now, and Al Bunbury. Eastwood gets a sign, and 3-4. That is a single right back up the middle between his legs, and with a run rating of 1. Second home on the S1. That's all that is needed as May comes around to score following Renicky, and 2 more runs are plated in the Orioles, 11-2, and they are just getting ridiculous with this. 2-run single by Bunbury. So no matter who goes to the mound for the Royals, it does not matter as Rich Dower steps up. 6-1, possible error on a ground ball. And the way it's been going for the Royals, it's going to be a single past shortstop, so no error there. Moving station to station. Still 2 outs for Singleton, but the Orioles not content with this 9-run lead. Here comes a pitch, and 4-3. That is another single back up the middle. So coming in to score is going to be Bunbury, and Rich Dower looking to go first to third. He's going to have to hold at second base, but an RBI for Singleton, and that makes it 12-2 now. Orioles going for the mercy rule as Eddie Murray's the batter. Murray today is 2 for 4, home run, a single, couple of runs scored, 2 RBIs. 6-5 going to Murray's card. And 5-1, and Murray drives that into right field. That's going back to the corner on the run, and pulling that in is Deathridge. Nice running catch, so further damage is averted. But the Orioles, second inning in a row, they score 3 runs. This time they did it on 4 hits. And we are heading to the top of the 9th inning. This one is way out of control. It is 12-2. Baltimore with the thrashing. And Flanagan is going to get Pete Lecoq, Bob Deathridge, and UL Washington. One thing I'll probably end up adding a few seasons. I'm still waiting for 1908. It should be here Tuesday, according to tracking. I've got 1922 and 1978 Fall Classic, and I'll probably order 1919, and when 1912 comes out, I will get that as well. So Tex League, my dad's friend loved the Orioles. We'll get tickets to Fenway when they visited. I thought she only saw them play the Red Sox. I hate the Orioles too. I hate the Red Sox too, unfortunately, but. And Tony, a 23-6 game the other day. What game was that with? I have never had a game that high yet. Orioles were definitely giving it a run, but top of the 9th. Flanagan, again, pitching fatigue to Lecoq and possible strikeout. And Flanagan, the Orioles have just thrown in the towel. A very haphazard swing by Lecoq. Pitch didn't even have that much on it, and Pete goes down on strikes. Brings up Deathridge. 5-4, and against the right-hander, that's going to be contact. It would have been another strikeout if he was a lefty. 1-4, and fly ball into center field. Bunbury camps under that, pounds the glove, pulls it in, 2 outs, and Flanagan 1 out away from the complete game. I think a 10-run 9th is out of the question now. Here we go. Washington, Flanagan gets a sign, kicks, delivers, and possible error on a ground ball. So Washington will look to extend his team's pain. 6-5, that will indeed be a ground ball, and 4 down to second base Dower. And Dower at second is an error rating of 3, so he's going to make that play, and the ball game will mercifully be over as 3 up, 3 down go the Royals in the 9th. So a hitting clinic put on by Baltimore today, our final line score. For your Kansas City Royals, 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors. For the home-standing Orioles, 12 runs on 15 hits, no errors. Mike Flanagan with the complete game semi-gem for the win. And offensively for the Orioles, you could pretty much pick from any number of people. Ken Singleton, he went 3 for 5 with 3 ribbies and a home run. I think he's going to edge Eddie Murray and get our game ball. So well done to the very unspeedy Ken Singleton, who actually made a nice play out in right field today. So, hey, thanks for joining us at the ballpark, guys. If you don't mind, hit that like button on your way through the turnstiles. Thanks to Tony for C&D Baseball TV. Check out his stuff. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Fall Classic. What's the one you're playing now? You have Time Travel up there, Deep Drive, pretty much every baseball game that can be played, he is playing it. Al Red Sox fan, check out that wonderful channel. And check out his end of 2020 chat as well. Very entertaining as always. Phil Leota, thanks for joining us at the park. RJL 518, Robert, he's got a game up on his channel if you want to jump over there. Thanks for stopping by. And again, Steelers fan 1933, our good friend Matt. Alex M., thank you as well for joining us. And D. Scott Howard, good to see you, buddy. Tex Leaguer, welcome. And appreciate you guys all stopping by. Flanagan was a great basketball player, led Memorial High School of Man. So he was from New Hampshire to 2 state large school championships and also played at UMass. My coach dad's team played against him. And yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, appreciate you all stopping by, and hope you are enjoying a Sunday as we get ready to, I've been off all week, so I've got to go back to work tomorrow. Not excited about that, but hey, until next time, guys, if you're not smiling, you're not doing it right, so keep living your best life. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we will talk to you later.